Hey, what's going on YouTube? Nick here to talk about a new show on Netflix called Murderville. In this 6-episode series or premiere, Will Arnett is literally the star of the show. I don't think this show would be nearly as good or as hilarious as it is at times without Will Arnett. And essentially, this is all based on improv with 6 celebrities in each episode. And I can't say I have a favorite episode out of them all. I think each episode had its good moments with each like with the popular celebrities. I think maybe if I had to pick a favorite, I think I'd have to go with Conan O'Brien. Absolutely love Conan O'Brien. He's been a favorite of mine ever since I first started watching his late night shows, a long time ago. For the sake of his improv and how he just acts as a character, acts as a person, it was great. Absolutely loved what he did in that episode for the most part. Marshawn Lynch was also hilarious. He's just a hilarious guy. If you've ever seen him just outside of football, even his little takes while he used to play when he was on the sidelines, just hilarious. Definitely a pretty good episode overall with that one. Kumail Nanjiani was actually pretty good too, I have to say. He had some pretty funny moments in there, especially with the walking and changing his voice to look less masculine or less sexy to an old female high school student that went to high school with Will Arnett, or in the show, his name is Senior Detective Terry Seattle. The Annie Murphy episode was okay. I kind of expected a little bit more out of her, but the scene where she confronts Tony the Fork was actually pretty funny, with the whole deliverance of selling Connecticut flapjacks. I would say the next episode, the 5th one with Sharon Stone, was actually pretty good. She just seemed like she had this very rough Sarah Connor attitude, and she didn't get like a special nickname or anything like that in the show. Actually, no, she did. I lied. The Frau Doctor, the German. She was just basically a German doctor or German surgeon, which is actually still pretty funny. That I did like that episode overall in hindsight. And last but not least, the episode with Ken Jeong. He's a pretty funny dude overall. I laughed a lot. And if there's any sort of story to these 6 episodes that is based on the character of Terry Seattle that Will Arnett is playing, it's that his partner has been dead for 15 years. And we finally see a brief picture of who his partner was and what she looked like. And it happened to turn out to be Jennifer Aniston. Which I thought was hilarious because, again, it makes sense with the whole it's a celebrity involvement sort of thing. So for that sake, I will say, the idea of just having this sort of dead partner over time, and then each episode is kind of, he's trying to get to the bottom of it. And of course, in each episode, he's the chief of the office, of the police office, that who is or was married to Terry Seattle. They're trying to get a divorce, and then the Detective Daz is essentially swooping in to date Chief Rhonda Jenkins Seattle, and even at that point, there's obviously some tension, which is fine. And it makes things a little awkward, and there's a lot of weird like awkwardness and some still parts, and I think there's obviously some cringe and some campiness to it, but that also is sort of to be expected once you watch the first episode. I think Hannah Wood, who plays the chief, did a very good job as well, and just sort of putting up with the antics of Will Arnett, and again, like, man, he is so good at adding a little bit of the rough voice. I actually love his version of Lego Batman. That he did a great job with that. That came out I think 2018, I believe, so like 4 years ago. I definitely recommend watching that in case anyone hasn't seen it by now. But would I recommend watching this? Probably. If I had to give it a rating, I would probably give it somewhere around like maybe a 7.5 to an 8. So again, I think the episodes are short enough, like 30 minutes a pop, and I think it's an adequate amount of time, because anything more than that would be just probably a less rating from me personally. And I think it would just drag on too much. And I thought about the idea of them maybe being like 15-minute episodes, in which case I don't know if Netflix would have really gone with that route, because they don't really do 15-minute episodes for the most part, right? It has to usually be around like 25-ish minutes, so maybe they could have done that including credits, so we're pushing like a 20-minute episode. They could have just cut out a lot of other things of the episodes too, which maybe it's more like, a quicker pace and snappity to it. But this is what we got. So I felt at times I was looking at my phone and doing some other things while still paying attention, and it was sort of kind of cool to go along in each of the episodes to think about who is the murder victim, or rather who is the killer who murdered the victims. So each celebrity is going after 3 different people, and eventually they, gather clues, and then they pick who it is, and then the chief comes out, and she's like, "What's going on here?" And then Will Arnett says, "Oh, Chief, Conan O'Brien, Marshawn Lynch, Sharon Stone, they've all figured out like who the killer is in each of these episodes, right?" And the chief will either say, like, "Camille, I am 100% shocked that you used your skills in being correct on the case, on figuring out who it is, and like, or wrong, and in which case she says you're fired, because they're technically like trainees." But so again, like there's like a gimmick, and I'm sure that's from the UK version, because that seems like something UK shows might do. No offense to that, but I enjoyed it. It was a little bit of humor, which is nice. I feel like everything I've been watching is very like serious based or action based, so bit of a mix up for me. So again, I think it's worth watching. Maybe not binging it like I did, but I binged it so you didn't have to. And that's probably going to do it for me in this episode, or this video, because there's really not too much to go into unless I really delved into each episode. But I'm just going to kind of say that for you all to watch and think about for yourself. If you liked it, did you find them funny to a certain extent? Did you think they're all stupid and not worth watching? In which case, just leave a comment below. I love hearing from people and chatting with them and seeing what everyone thinks. So until then, I'll catch you all on the next video. Cheers.